Hello class, welcome to CIS189 Python. The section we have this semester is CRN 24542 WW2. So if that is not the correct CRN for you, you've somehow gotten placed in the wrong class. I would expect you are all exactly where you belong. This is an online-only course, so we won't have a weekly meeting time. All of the demonstration code that I will utilize this semester will be recorded videos that will be made available on Blackboard. With this video, I just want to give you some tips for getting started, as well as give you a quick intro into moving around in our Blackboard course. So, getting started. Syllabus highlights. You can find a copy of the syllabus in Blackboard. I'll show you how to get there in a little bit. It has the information you need to contact me. I have a couple of different ways to contact me there, via email or via my cell phone. As far as expectations are concerned, I really need you guys, and this is something you want to get comfortable with, is participating early in the week. The first few weeks is not too bad, and you can probably do all right not starting really early, but as the semester goes on, it gets more and more difficult. And if you don't get started early, I won't have time to be able to help you before assignments are due. And once you start getting late on assignments, it gets really hard to get caught up. Which brings me to the next point. You need to make sure you turn your work in on time. Late work does incur a 50% deduction in score. I do accept those assignments up to 7 days after the due date, but once that 7 days is up, the assignment is no longer going to be available and I will no longer accept submissions, as I say there. As far as things that I have to make sure I take care of during the semester, the first thing is that within the first week of classes, I need to report students that do not attend the course. Now, that's a little bit difficult to do with an online course because there is no room that we're going into determined that you guys are attending. So as far as non-attendance are concerned, the way we do that is students who don't complete the minimum requirements in the syllabus, which you can look at within 1 week of the beginning of the course, which in this semester is January 29th, will be dropped for non-attending. Those things that I have listed in the syllabus are logging into Blackboard and doing the Introduce Yourself discussion board. You need to get those done by January 29th. Now, that's not everything that's in the first module. However, those are the things that you need to do to be considered attending. Also, halfway through the semester, I have to report quit attending, which, as it sounds, means students have quit attending the course. So the way I determine that is any student who is at less than 40% overall score at that point in the course will be dropped for quit attending. And the reason I use that 40% number is because if a student is at that low of a score at that point in the semester, very likely they will fail the course. So they are better off just dropping the course at that point or being dropped from the course. I will also drop students who have not submitted homework for 2 consecutive weeks or have not logged into Blackboard for 10 consecutive days with no contact from the student to explain why. I understand there are extenuating circumstances. As I've said previously, students are expected to review and understand the class syllabus, and a general plan course schedule can be found at the end of the syllabus so you can get an idea what we're doing this semester. So as far as tips, how to be successful, I've already said this once, put that effort in early in the week. By getting started early, you can run into those problems that often happen in coding, and you can get help from either me or putting questions into the Q&A area within Blackboard to get assistance from other students before the items are due, and therefore you don't get late. That also gives you the opportunity to come into my open office hours to get assistance from me. Please don't fall behind. I've seen it so many times. Students start falling behind, usually about week 2 or 3, and then they just never catch up, and they end up dropping. So you've got to stay on top of that homework. You've got to stay on top of the modules so you don't fall behind. And then please ask questions of me or your fellow students. Now, when I say that, I don't mean as soon as something's difficult, you immediately contact me. Put an effort in, but I'm here to assist. Don't slam your head against your keyboard for 2 or 3 days with something that just isn't working and you can't solve. You should reach out to me for assistance. Okay, so that's the end of that. I just wanted to, like I said, take a quick look into our Blackboard environment so you can see how to move around. This is me logged into the general Blackboard course location, and you can see I have several courses. Yours will be different, but if I click on our course for the semester, which doesn't show in this view, for this one here, it will take me into the announcement section of our course. You should always keep an eye on the announcements. Now, each week there'll be a generic announcement coming out saying, hey, the new module is ready to look at and work on. But I also put in periodic announcements here when I run into things like issues with the homework or certain things that need to be corrected or any kind of announcements that I need to put in. I put that in here. So you want to keep an eye on this each time you come into the course to make sure you know what's going on. So those will exist. Once you're done here, you can see along the left rail we have links with announcements, syllabus, so you can go into the syllabus section to download a copy of the syllabus I've been referring to. And you can also see a little bit of information about me in the Your Instructor section. You can also see my office hours listed there as well as in the syllabus. But once you're done with that, the next place to go is course content. Now you're going to see a lot of stuff here because this is my view, but throughout the semester, the modules will open up each week as they become available, and once they're visible, that means you can start working on it. So at the beginning of the semester, you're going to see this welcome message as well as modules 0 and 1 here. Those you'll be able to work on right away. The other thing I want to point to way down at the bottom here is this no work accepted below here item, and this is obviously the last item on the list right now because there is nothing that is overdue. As this moves up, you'll find the modules will fall below it. And once the modules fall below this line, that means they will no longer be accepting work. You can still use those modules to refer to the information in them. However, you can't submit assignments once it falls below this line. So just make sure all your homework is done before it falls below that line, and there shouldn't be an issue. You also see here the help item. There is one of these help things in each one of the modules this semester. You can go in here and post questions or help answer questions. And something you should do here each week is subscribe to that forum, because then you get notified via email if somebody puts in a question, or if you ask a question, you get notified if somebody responds to it. So you want to make sure that you subscribe to those things. And then it's just a matter of going into each one of the modules. And each module is organized with topics. So best thing you can do is just start at topic 1 and work your way down through each one of the topics that week. Look at the materials, understand the materials, look at the homework assignments, get those done, and then that'll essentially be the semester. Here's another one of those help items. And then down here at the bottom, you can see you have the opportunity to confirm that you've put postings in or submitted homework for each one of the items required that week. So in week 0, there are 3 items that need to be done. So you want to make sure before you leave that module that you've submitted those 3 items. That's pretty much everything I needed to show you here. As I've said, demonstration lectures like this one here will be put in each one of the modules going forward, so you can see me doing coding to understand how it works.